Welcome back, everyone, to GameZone Birdroom.
GameZone.
What have I got for you today, guys? Well, I have got another retro emulation console to review. I know I said the Super Console X King would probably be the last. I saw this, there was only one left in stock. Bit more pricey, but when you weigh up the pros and cons, if you want to get like a Super Console X Elite, a mini PC one, and the light version PC they do, you're talking about £280 to £500 for them three consoles. Now this is the price of the mini PC version they do, but I tell you, this is a lot more power in this box, and I'm really looking forward to reviewing this and to playing it, because it's a bit of a beast. So this is everything that comes in the box. Just to warn you, when you connect this up, make sure the hard drive is connected first to it before you boot it up. It is a dual boot console, so you have got Windows 10 on this, but I don't care about that. It's all about the retro games. So yeah, just important notice, when you do set your console up, make sure that's connected first before powering it on. It is a 19.5 volt power cable. You get two wireless controllers with it. And you know what? These are really good. D-pad is great. I've been using this now for a couple of days, and it is really nice joypad. As you can tell, it is a Dell. If I can focus in, Optiplex 3040 series. It is an Intel Core i3 running at 3.2 gigahertz. So yeah, it's a nice hefty little machine, little mini PC. And it does look quite nice when it's all nice and neat connected to your TV. And this is what you get round the back of the system. So you got your 2.4 gigahertz wireless, your Ethernet port, a pair of USB 2s, 4 in total USB 3 ports, and your HDMI. As I said, it is a nice, sturdy, hefty little unit. And it's quite smart. I like it. Yeah, so this was, I'll leave all of the links in the details of where I got this little machine. It did cost me $279.99 from the website. Yeah, so from, yeah, Lighting Modz UK. So we've seen the machine, let's connect it up and let's see what it can do. So the PC is using a Linux-based operating system called Boa and pre-packed with the Hyperspin theme. Really like the Hyperspin theme. It's sort of like a Wheel of Fortune in it, you know, you're spinning it, seeing which console it lands on. So this is the list of the V2 Elite console. Lot of games on here. And up in the corner you can see how many games are on each system. Next up is the Sega Saturn. And look at that, 300 games. Fucking hell. Lovely jubbly. And we're back with the GameCube. Anyway, let's get into the actual games. This is the 3DO Road Rash. And as you can tell, it's playing really well. Now, I haven't got time to test every single game, there's just too many, so you probably will find games that don't run. You could change the emulator, they may run. I think each console has about 3 or 4 different emulators. I will be showing how to do them things in another video, but this is just seeing what it's like out of the box. And yeah, this game seems to be running terrific. Next up is one of my favourites, Dolphin Blue. I've said it loads of times, this is Metal Slug on steroids and some. Fucking brilliant game. And this is running as good as the Super Console X King. None of the sprites are disappearing, playing really well. Next up, the PSP. Out of the few games I've tried on the PSP, this was the only one that stuttered a bit. So if you're a big PSP fan, you go through the whole list of the games on here. If this console does tickle your fancy, you know, you might find a few more games that play like this. But overall, it is pretty playable still. Let's have a bit of Sega Dreamcast. Dynamite Cop. What a game. Sort of a sequel to Die Hard Arcade for Sega Saturn. More polished. A few different variation of moves. More weapons. Great side scroll and beat 'em up in glorious 3D. So much fun. Even more fun if you got a friend to play with. Brilliant game. And it plays fantastic on this machine. Looks good. This is upscaled to 720. You could probably go to 1080. Has Dreamcast games do play absolutely fantastic on this unit. One of my most favourite games on the Dreamcast, Sega Rally 2. Love that 10-year championship you can do on it. And I mean, just a basic arcade game on this is fantastic. Alright, it doesn't look quite as pretty as its arcade counterpart, but bloody hell, it plays great. And if only if they used the Sega's own engine and not Windows CE, it might have been closer. But still, great game. Not quite as good as the original though. The original is something special. The main reason why I got this game was for the amount of Sega Saturn titles. So let's try out one of my favourite. The game that I got with the original console back in the day. Daytona USA. May look like shit, but it does play fucking brilliant. And one good thing about this machine, you can upscale Saturn. I've only done it to 2x at the moment, but it looks beautiful. Never seen Saturn look so good. And here it is, the same game, but in 2x. Look at that, it looks lovely. If only the Saturn could do this picture back in the day, probably would have sold a hell of a lot more units. Could probably even get away with going up to 3x. But I will do another video of where we tweak things, change emulators, all that sort of good stuff. It's also packed with some fantastic Saturn shooters like Don Pasci. Probably butchering that name, so I do apologise if I have butchered it. But a cracking shooter. Bit of PlayStation 2 now. In the small little manual that came with the system, it does state that not all PlayStation 2 games will work correctly. He also let me know in the messages that we corresponded with each other. Played about 4 PS2 games at the moment, and yeah, they all run okay actually. The odd little sort of graphical glitch here and there. Spider-Man 2 though run reasonably well. I was quite surprised. Let's back in the day, this was quite a large open world game. You know, a lot was going on sort of down the bottom of the city, you know, with all the traffic, people walking about, the little girl asking for a balloon. But yeah, this plays really well. You can have a lot of fun with this game. And it's a cracking game as well. I'd spent hours on this game. A lot of sleepless nights playing it, just swinging around the city. The swing mechanics was really brilliant. And the city was fairly detailed for the time as well. One of my most favourite wrestling games, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Great roster of wrestlers on it. You got Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Taker, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hardy Boys, Christian Edge, Dudley Boys, obviously Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Endless, Kurt Angle. A lot of great names. Love the mechanics, very arcadey, easy to play. A lot of different match options, Head in the Cell, tables, ladders and chairs, table matches, ladder match, you name it. You name it, a lot of different match types. Before they went the more simulated route. Don't like them now, they're crap. Up next, N64. Played a lot of the N64 games on this system. The only one I found that didn't work great was this, Ridge Racer 4. It's the only game that had a few hiccups. So I just want to show that, you know, you will find the odd games that don't play great on this system. Wave Race, on the other hand, played brilliantly. Such a great game, so colourful. Controls are great. A few different options with your stunts, championships, time trial, 2-player mode. A lot of fun to be had. And it looks great on the system as well. One of the things I love about these sort of emulation devices, you can sort of up the resolution, and you know, systems that look shit back in the day look pretty good. Bit of Star Wars now. This run, fantastic as well, this game. Like the N64 Star Wars games, they were pretty decent. Next up, we're going to finish it off with the Nintendo GameCube. And this is one of the more difficult games to run. And this is played really well. I was well shocked how good this played. Looks great as well. I don't know if you can change it in the options to put it into 4.3.
as I don't like it when it's stretched. I don't like widescreen. These consoles weren't designed for widescreen, they was designed for 4.3. But other than that, you know, I can't fault it. This plays really good. Bit of Super Smash Brothers next. Great little brawler. Doesn't take itself too serious. I mean, some of the combinations you can do and stupid moves it's a fun fighting game. Love the different sort of platforms you get, you know, the different levels of the platforms. Yeah, well designed. Did notice the odd little stutter, but it was only basically at the start before the actual fight started, so I can live with that. Because when the action takes place, it runs perfect. Or near enough. And the last game to try, Mario Kart Double Dash. Love the mechanics of this game. Sort of switched up a bit. Beautiful looking game as well. Great track design. That Nintendo feel to it, really colourful, bright. And the game's got a great sense of humour as well. And where it really lies, its greatest strength, is its multiplayer. Yeah, didn't really notice much problems with this game. It is one of the easier games to emulate. Again, the music sometimes sort of goes out of tune, but overall it's a great experience. Really well chuffed with how the emulation is for the Nintendo GameCube. It performs really well. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now and let this play out.
So, what is my final thoughts on the V2 Elite console by Lighting Modz UK? You know what? I think it's a fantastic piece of kit. Does it emulate everything perfect? No, but that's not going to stop you for having a lot of fun. You know, even the PlayStation 2 games that do have a little bit of slowdown, you know, they are still very playable indeed. Again, like with the N64, you might have the odd games. The only games I've noticed at the moment was Ridge Racer 4, that didn't play all that great. Overall, the experience had been pretty good. Saturn blew me away. That played really good, even at 2x resolution. That played really good. I mean, this was the main reason why I bought the machine, because it had the full PAL and American Saturn games on it, with a few Japanese thrown in, like Don Pashi, some of the other great shooters that the Saturn's got a bundle of. It was the Saturn and the Dreamcast, which got like 270 odd games on it as well, as they're two systems that I absolutely love. Some of the games are very expensive for them systems, and the N64. So to have all of that and GameCube and PS2 in it as well, it was a no-brainer. You know, and the cost, compared this one to, as I said, the Super Console X Mini PC, the Super Console X PC Lite, and the Super Console X Elite PC, which is their top one that they do on AliExpress. You're looking anywhere between £280 to £500. This is a more powerful box, and it's what I really love about the system is the fact that, you know, it's not, the games aren't all over the place. You know, they are nicely neated in alphabetical order. So another thing I like is the fact there's no real sort of duplicate games. You know, you've got 15,070 games on the system, and, you know, there's not many duplicates. If you do see duplicates, it's because they're usually disc 1 or disc 2, disc 3. So that's what I really love about the system, is you're not getting any duplicates. It's all in alphabetical order. It's really well laid out. It's a great little machine, really. I say little, it's not exactly little, but, you know, it's a great machine, and you could tell that the chap put a lot of love and care. You know, I also messaged him before I bought the machine, asking him different questions and that, and he was happy to answer them. So, you know, that was good customer service, which is important. So, yeah, you know, and I can't really fault it. It was, yeah, it's a really good experience, you know, the company. If anything happens to that, you do get 1 year warranty with it as well, 1 year warranty. So that's good practice. Yeah, can't really fault the machine. I'm gobsmacked, especially when it comes to the Saturn and Dreamcast, which is the main reason why I want the machine. Babbling on a bit now, but if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Button bash that like, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, take it easy.
GameZone.